Hi guys, thank you so much for joining me here today. I just wanted to do a quick little update and let you know what's been happening, what's going on with the school, what's happening. So the last time we had this little conversation, I think it was about the end of October, and we had launched the first dyeing class, and that's been going over really fantastic. I've been doing monthly live office hour calls almost every month on Fridays at 10 o'clock, and that has also been going very well and it's been very positive. We are doing our next live office hours this coming Friday at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. So if you can join us, there is going to be a link that I can send to you guys and let you know where that's all happening. Now, I have been working on the next dyeing class, and I know you're waiting for this dyeing class, and it's coming. So I have recorded 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have recorded 4 out of 8 lessons so far for the complex color dyeing class, and it's coming along well. My hiccup is trying to find space and time to dye at the dye studio because it is freezing cold and hard to dye right now in my garage. And so I have been going to the dye studio at SweetGeorgia to do the dyeing and to do the filming. My trouble there is that I have to do it when nobody is in the studio working, and they work 6 days a week, which makes it a little bit of a challenge to find that time. So the day that I went in to film was on Family Day, because that's the day that I had childcare and was able to go into the studio when nobody was there. While I was there, I almost burned the studio down. We had a mini fire incident, but it was all good. Everything's fine. And yeah, the filming is coming along. So my hesitation there is that what I wanted to do was to be able to do the dyeing and talking at the same time. But I think that if I'm going to work in the dye studio at SweetGeorgia and do the dyeing there, there's lots of noise going on in the background while other people are dyeing. So if I have to go there while other people are there, then there's a good chance that I'm going to have to do a voiceover situation, which is fine. So yeah, I think that we're going to have to do it as a voiceover for some of the lessons. And so we'll just kind of see how that works. But ultimately, I'm actually really excited about the footage that I've shot at the studio so far. The lighting's been pretty good. The setup's been pretty good. It's nice to have access to all the ovens and the stoves and everything, and all the pans are there, all the dyes are there, everything is mixed, everything's ready to go. So that's actually been really positive. So I have filmed the classes on dyeing sock blanks, and I've filmed stuff to do with dyeing resists, and so that's all coming along. And I'm just hoping to keep to kind of an aggressive filming schedule so that I can get this course out before the end of March. So I'm hoping that within about the next 4, 5, 6 weeks that all of this stuff will be wrapped and I'll be able to launch the next dyeing class. So I thank you guys so much for your patience in waiting and watching me make these courses and make this content. I have been experimenting a lot over the past couple of months with videos and making videos for YouTube sort of on a more frequent basis. And so what I'm trying to do there is to practice using this equipment, obviously, but also to figure out what kind of content I can make on a regular basis more quickly, because I want to really ramp up how much content I'm able to produce. And so I have been filming basically all the time, and I don't show all of that stuff on the Taking Back Friday vlog. I've been shooting a lot of behind the scenes things to do with the projects that I'm weaving with the hand dyed stuff, and the things that I have been dyeing, the things that I've been knitting with. I've been doing a lot of filming of that kind of stuff in the background because I'm hoping to use all of that for future mini workshops that I'll put up on the school. So I wanted to keep you guys in the loop about what's happening, because at the end of 2017, I had been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of soul searching and trying to figure out, you know, what to do, because I had launched a lot of things in 2017, namely the School of SweetGeorgia with your help, and I could not have possibly done that without everyone's encouragement and enthusiasm for this kind of a project. So much of everything that I do is SweetGeorgia focused. And so now to move to a slightly different direction and to be able to build things like these educational courses through the Patreon and through the School of Sweet Georgia is just, it's a departure from what I'm doing. And so I have to somehow find a way to make that departure make sense and fit with the rest of the workflow of what we do at the studio. So I talked a bit about, at the beginning of this year, I talked a bit about how I realize that when I push forward and I make new things, that I leave behind me a wake of stuff that needs to be cleaned up and made better. So for 2018, I really want to make sure that this Patreon community is well taken care of, that all of this stuff makes sense, that everybody's happy to be here, and that I am providing good content. And so what I have been thinking very much about is that I make a lot of content, and I make a lot of different kinds of content, and I'm making blog posts and audio podcasts and video tutorials, and then I'm making these big video-based courses and things like that. And I know that I can't necessarily make a huge, big, massive course every month or, every couple of months. And so I'm trying to figure out what I can do to teach the things that I want to teach, not necessarily in a big, huge course sort of thing, but maybe in smaller mini workshops or mini series or something or other, something that I can launch more frequently. Yeah, smaller chunks more frequently, I think is what it is. And so that's kind of what I've learned from working on the YouTube videos for this past couple of months, is to be able to find a way to make something that I can launch more frequently in smaller chunks. I'm hoping that one of the things that will really help with this is that tomorrow we're having the internet guy come and install faster internet for us, because right now for me to upload a 30-minute video takes about 6 hours on our really, really terrible Wi-Fi. So I'm hoping that with the faster internet, I'll be able to do a lot of those kinds of things faster. And so then the only bottleneck that I will have, it will be editing. Yeah, the bottleneck is editing. So I'm going to try and find a way to be able to provide more content without necessarily adding editing time. Like I said, over the past couple of months, we've been doing the live office hours for the Dying course and, answering questions from students who are having questions through that course. And that has actually been a really interesting experience, because I'm able to provide feedback and talk to students and engage with students without necessarily incurring a whole bunch of editing time. It's just filmed and then it's available right away. So whereas when I make the vlog, there is one episode, I think that it was the Vegas episode, that took me more than 4 hours to edit that video. And that just seems crazy. So in order for me to make more content more frequently, I have to find ways to make the video without doing too much editing. So it's this medium between trying to offer really, really good and interesting and in-depth content, but at the same time, having it not be crazy hard and long to make. Because yeah, we don't have 4 hours a week to edit video for that kind of thing. So in any case, I just wanted to give you guys a little quick update about what's been happening. I want to reassure everyone that there is content coming, that the class is coming. Once this dye course is out, then the next thing that I have planned is the color mastery course. And then after that, then I want to do these smaller little workshop chunky bits. So I'm thinking in the future that perhaps what I want to do is to offer these smaller workshop things as content that's available to Patreons. So to patrons, anybody who's a member of our Patreon community would be able to access these little workshop bits in the future. So it might be something like warping with a hand-dyed yarn or something like that, or 3 different ways to warp with a hand-painted yarn, something like that. And rather than making a huge big course about that, we just launch it as a small little workshop. It's not small, so small that it's tutorial, but it's big enough that it's not so small that it's a tutorial, but it's not so big that it's a full course. So it's just somewhere in the middle. It's just like a little workshop on what we could do. So I want to do more of those kinds of little topics and have that kind of stuff available more frequently. So in any case, I know that I have been delayed on doing a couple of draws, monthly draws for our Patreon community. So I will get those done, and all of the links to the winners will be in the description below this video. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me through this weird little strange journey. And thank you so much for all of your encouragement and your enthusiasm in watching this school get built and have more courses and more content added to it. And ultimately, I really, really just hope that the content that I'm making is valuable and useful to you and that you find it interesting. So yeah, in the spirit of wanting to make things much more valuable and much more useful to you, I have prepared a quick little survey to ask you guys about what you'd like to see more of in the School of Sweet Georgia moving forward in 2018. And so I hope that you guys will take 2 minutes to answer that little survey, and I've put the link down in the description below. So if you guys could head over there and just answer a few little questions for me, that would be amazing. And I think that that is it for now. So thank you guys so much for being with me today, and I guess I will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye for now.